Thinking about launching a podcast but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? At Turnkey Podcast Productions, we take the hassle out of podcasting so you can focus on the talk, not the tech. From concept to launch, guest booking to post-production, we handle everything. Need a strategy to grow your show and turn guests into clients? Yep, we do that too. DIY or done for you, we've got the solution that fits. Whether you're just getting started or ready to scale, Turnkey is your behind-the-scenes podcast team. Turnkey Podcast Productions. Your voice, your message, fully produced. Learn more at turnkeypodcast.com/contact. That's turnkeypodcast.com/contact.
Making a living at being fake news. It's the Nice Guys on Business.
You can't continue to shovel everything under the rug every time that someone has a question that you don't have a positive answer for, or that it irritates you.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're under the biggest microscope in the world. You're the fucking president of the United States. You need to be beyond reproach, and you so fucking aren't.
And whoa, that was incredulous Doug coming out. Wow, check it out. That doesn't happen too often, especially if we're talking about Trump. You're usually just waiting for me to like.
Want to know why I carry this tape recorder? To tape things. You see, I'm an idea man, Doug. I get ideas coming at me all day. I can't control them. I can't even fight them if I want to. Stand back. This is Steve. Idea to eliminate garbage. Edible paper. You eat it, it's gone. No more garbage. Idea. Feed mayonnaise to tuna. Instant tuna salad. Hey? Huh? The Nice Guys would never have thought of that. The Nice Guys are upgrading the electric in their podcast studio. They're wiring for 220, 221, whatever it takes. Idiots. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I never have anything to talk about, but I do have this to talk about. I have my fashion style. That is my version of the old-fashioned that I learned in Italy at a place called Gile's, and it is Woodford Reserve bourbon.
Ooh, okay, great start.
Great start. That is the base.
Now, hang on. You are recording now because I think our Funkin' fans need this recipe.
Yes, I'm about to share the recipe with you. So
excellent.
In this glass, by the way, a vintage glass, 1950s style glass.
Really?
Yes, this is from one of my favorite vintage places in Ventura, California. Single ice cube right in the center there.
It's like a cool little gold rim across the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a super cool glass. I want to get one like that. We're going to come back to the glass thing. I want to hear the recipe first.
Okay. So this is called the fashion style. If anybody wants to look the drink up, too bad because there's no place to look it up. I think Gile's, they made the recipe themselves. So it's an ounce and a half of bourbon of your choice. My choice is Woodford Reserve. I bought a huge
excellent
bottle
choice.
of that. Then it's a half ounce of Godiva chocolate liqueur.
Whoa. Okay.
Making a left turn. You didn't expect that, did you?
It's like a dessert version of an old fashioned, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Then a half ounce of amaretto.
Whoa. That's a lot of sweets right there. Okay.
All right. So to even out the sweets, then I have a half ounce of espresso. Now, you could substitute espresso liqueur or you could use espresso.
Right. Espresso liqueur if you want it even sweeter.
Right. Even more sweetness to it. But I don't use the sweetness of the espresso liqueur. I just put espresso in there. And then it's shaken with a whole bunch of ice cubes and then poured over a single ice cube to keep it cool.
I do have in my freezer, a little ball thing that makes I love that, like one big ice cube, which is great for old fashions. And it really does make a big difference in the way it melts. It does not get nearly as watered down as quickly with one big ice cube.
Nope, completely agree.
The one recommendation with that is don't drink it late at night, especially if you're going to add goddamn espresso to that.
I think they all work against each other, though. So it's
right.
The pressing of the alcohol with the shot of caffeine with espresso. That definitely is it gives it a really cool dessert drink kind of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you really want to take it next level, you take a piece of like you remember Andes candies? They're like mint chocolates.
Wow. Sure, yeah.
You take one of those and you just shave the use a little cheese grater and you shave just shavings, and you can either put it around the rim or you can just drop them right in the glass, or you can just take a chocolate and kind of shave it into the glass as well.
That sounds like work. So I'm funny about my glassware. When I am
me too.
When I'm making a like a drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's like a cocktail size, right? Not like a 12-ounce margarita.
Right. I got you.
I like to have. I've got these crystal glasses that are actually ones that were wedding presents.
Wow. So they are vintage.
Well, let's see, 1999. I mean, not super vintage, but it's funny because I used to have two of them and I now have one. I'm not sure where one of them went, but somewhere we acquired two more glasses that look the same. Like if you just look at them visually, they look exactly the same. Sort of a crystal look with lots of little diamond cuts and stuff. But my real crystal ones, mine has like even more fancy cuts and stuff.
It goes all the way up the glass. I have a couple of those. I actually have 4 of those.
Nice. But what's interesting is the two that we acquired are apparently I'm guessing they're glass and not crystal because they feel different. They have a different weight to them.
This is a heavy fucking glass. This glass probably weighs a pound without the liquor in there. So, and I like the lead gold ring so that I can get lead poisoning at the same time I'm drinking liquor. It's perfect.
Well, shit. Yeah. I mean, come on, we're old enough. We don't want to.
That's how Darren Stevens did it in the 1950s. Let me grab another glass.
Darren Stevens.
Yeah, that's a Bewitched
reference. Elizabeth Montgomery. So fucking hot.
All right, hold on. I'm going to grab 2 other glasses that I have in the auxiliary closet pantry liquor cabinet, which is also known as my office closet. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, he's back.
All right, so I'm going to show you another short, really cool glass. You see that one?
Well, that's freaky looking. Oh, cool bottom though. What's in the bottom?
I know. So this is from a company called, hold on a second. I got to put it against something white. Buchanan's Scotland. I don't know if Buchanan's is a type of liquor, but this is
I believe it is. I believe it's a type of scotch.
Same weight as this one.
Oh, wow.
It's super heavy. The bottom inch is just like solid glass. And that's really good for drinks that you're going to do that are neat.
No ice, because it's a smaller glass. Yeah.
And then I have a, have you ever had, oh crap, what is it called? What's the drink it's got? I can't remember. Not a Manhattan. It's of the ilk of a Manhattan, a sidecar. Sidecar.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I've heard of it. I've never had one.
Check this glass out.
Whoa. It's like a pseudo martini glass, but not a martini glass. It's like a squatty version. Okay. For those of you who are just listening and not watching, which is everybody, because we don't post the video, imagine a martini glass, like with that high diagonal side.
Right.
But then somebody kind of squashed it down, right? And then so the very top still looks like angled a little, but then rounded in, but then it's flat underneath, but it's got a stem. Cool design. I like it.
All 3 of these glasses are probably from either the 50s or the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And I find these like at yard sales that I go to, and the people, they have no idea what they have their hands on. So I'm like, hey, I'll give you $1 for those like 6-pack of glasses that you have. So these I bought 6 of these, or maybe even 8 of these. I think it was like $3 for them.
That's
and then these were a little bit more expensive. The Buchanan's, I got them for I think like $7 a piece, and I think I bought like 7 of them. That's all they had. That's all they had.
Now say it like it's a great deal, but are they actually worth a lot more? I have no idea.
I don't know, but all I know is they've added very nicely to my liquor cabinet.
So they are valuable to you.
They are totally valuable to me. And then this is definitely 1950s or mid-century style, and I love this too. And that's the one that I have my drink currently have my drink in right now.
Well, now I'm gonna have to start looking now. So I'm not really big on like antique shops and stuff, right? But we got a couple of them in Georgetown, and sometimes when Sally and I are out wandering around, she really enjoys that, and so I don't mind walking around. I kind of like looking around, but I never have anything specific that I'm looking for.
I never have anything specific I'm looking for. I just go in there and then usually just find a deal on something that I really like, and most of the time. I think I told you I have this this set of, I want to say it's called Yamasaki, but that's not right. I can't remember the name. It's this china that it was like $1,300 for an entire set new.
Oh my God.
And the guy was just going to take it and donate it. I'm like, hey, I'll just get rid of it for you. I just took the whole set.
The entire set, he was just going to give it away.
He was going to donate it. It was his mom's, and he was cleaning out his mom's house, and he didn't want it. And I'm like, okay, well, I bought a $40. So it was a 1965 Ethan Allen buffet table.
Okay. Yeah.
$40 he sold me, and it was like this old vintage thing. It's sitting on my outside. You know me. We don't have a formal dining room inside. Our formal dining room is actually outside at our house here in California, because you can pretty much eat outside all year round. Anyway, so when I saw all the other shit that he had in his house, so he was the same guy that I bought this this set. I think it's like place setting for like 16. I just took the whole thing because he was going to donate it. And then I said, what are you going to do with all this flatware? He says, I'm just going to donate that too. I said, I'll get rid of that for you too. And as I'm taking the flatware away, I'm like noticing some pieces that look a little different. So when I got home, I separated all the different looking pieces out. Yeah. The flatware was pretty valuable on its own, just because it's like mid-century flatware.
Now, again, you say valuable, so like you actually had it priced, or you just sold it? Or?
Valuable to me. If I look in eBay, it says, "Oh, you could probably get for the china." It was like, hey, you could sell this china for $1,300.
Okay, like, so you did look it up to get a
on eBay just to get a ball. I have no intention of selling it, because it's hard as shit to sell stuff like that, because everybody wants to. Well, I just want like one plate. I'm like, fuck it, take the whole set, not one plate. Anyway, here's the thing that was really interesting about what I got. Of all the flatware, like I'm separating the pieces out, 12 pieces were sterling silver.
Oh my God.
So I got about $800 of silver.
Wow, that's crazy.
This is what's good about going to yard sales. It's because people don't know what they have their hands on. You know, you heard about, like the guy that goes to the yard sale, he buys a picture and he takes the picture apart because he didn't like the frame, and he took the picture out, and behind it is like the other copy of the Declaration of Independence.
Right.
It's like,
exactly.
Yeah. Holy shit. I love looking for those deals.
Oh my God!
So that's on the good side. On the negative side, so our community won't know this, but I said to you, "Hey, would you mind if I bump our recording time an hour later?" And you said, "No problem. We'll make it later." And you were, nice enough to join me an hour later than normal for recording. I was picking up my truck, because the first time I took my truck in to get, I lost all the Freon or whatever it is in my new air conditioner in my old truck. And I'm sure it was something that I did in the install. So he says, "Oh, no problem. We'll just charge it up." He charged it up, and it lasted for about 2 days. And I'm like, fuck, I got a leak in the system somewhere. And it's probably because my wrenching is not as good as like a mechanic's wrenching.
Sure. Okay.
So I took it back to him and I said, "Hey, the charge didn't hold. Can you find where the leak is? And he says, "No problem." And this was the second time I took it back. He said, "No problem. I'll find the leak." So I went back today and picked it up, and I turned the AC on, and it fucking doesn't work again.
What?
I'm like, I don't feel like I'm not taking it back to him, who has done it 2 times over.
Now wait a minute. When you picked it up from him, right? Okay, you picked it up from him, and when you picked it up, did you like try it out?
No, because he's like, "I got it this time," and I'm like, okay, I trusted the guy. I trusted him, so I'm gonna send him a message and to say, "Hey, it didn't work. again, but I'm not bringing it. Okay, here's the question. Should I send him a text to say it didn't work again, but to let you know, I'm not giving you a Yelp review positive. I'm not giving any review, and I'm not bringing it back to you because you said that it was supposed to be charged and it's not charged and it still doesn't work. Like, what would you do at this point? $220, $220.
He charged you $220?
Yep.
Oh no, I would take it back.
Take it back for a third time?
Well, I would basically say, dude, is there something else going on? Is it possible that you charged it and I screwed up?
How could it be that I screwed up? I fucking turned it on.
Yeah, I guess even if it's got a leak, it's not going to leak between the time that he did it and you picked it up.
Well, maybe because he could have charged it this morning and that would have been enough time a few hours later for all the stuff that they put in to escape out of a broken like O-ring or something. Here we go with the O-rings again. Me and the shuttle. It's like, what the fuck? Right?
Oh God.
So here's what I thought I would do. I would do nothing. I shouldn't send him a message. I shouldn't take it back to him. I should just chalk it up as a loss and just take it to a new place.
Yeah, maybe.
Or do I dispute the charge and just say, hey, look, the services did.
You should, if you're going to dispute, you should say something. I would maybe, like, if you don't want the conflict or you don't want to be Jacques Hughes, right? Call the guy back and go, hey, here's the deal. This happened again. What could be the problem? Like, if you want to be nice and polite and diplomatic, you could say, I trust that you did this twice, but by the time I got home both times, there's nothing left. What is it possibly that I've done wrong? Is there something I'm missing? What is going on?
You and I both know that I've done nothing wrong other than turn the unit on.
I know that.
I should be able to turn it on and it just gives you cold air, right?
I would think.
I literally left the place. I'm a block away and I turned the AC on and I'm like, all right. I'm waiting for cold fucking air to come out of the vents. And I'm thinking, there is no cold air. It's never coming out of the cold air. It's never coming out of the vents.
Oh my God.
So I don't know. The other thing I have an issue with, not because of anything other than here's the issue. There's a little language barrier between me and the guy that's working on the car. Now, I know that he knows that there's a problem, but I also know that it's a vintage car with a new AC, and he's thinking, this is an old car. It's just going to have like little gremlins in it. I'm like, no fucking way. It's a brand new AC system. It's worth $2,000, the AC. I spent 30 hours of my labor putting the AC in. Of course, I know I probably didn't tighten every connection the way that I could have, or maybe I missed something so I called Vintage AC, who's the creator of the system, and I'm like, what could I have done wrong? He gave me two possible solutions.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you recharge it and are not getting any cold air at all, it's this. If you recharge it, you get cold air for a few moments and then it dissipates. It's because there's a leak in the system somewhere, which is not this other thing that's going wrong. The first time they charged it, I did get 2 or 3 days worth of good cold air.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not this first thing that they said. It's definitely a leak in the system. And yes, it's on me. I fucked up somewhere along the way and didn't complete the circuit properly. However, look, if I take it to an AC guy and he says, $200 gets you the charge, plus it gets you any leak fixed at all, I'm like, okay, cool. But it doesn't work. It's
and $200 too. It sounds like he's basically taking his little can of Freon and going,
well,
okay, I'm done, right?
A little bit more than that. He's got to pressure test it to make sure that it holds the charge. And maybe when he's pressure testing it, the leak is so small that it doesn't reflect on the pressure test. I don't fucking know. You know what? That's why I took it to him in the first place. I can't do it myself. Believe me, if I could do it myself, I would. I can't because I don't have the equipment to do it. So I'm like, fuck. So I came home and made myself this drink.
Hey man, that's always a good answer.
That's the solution.
Fucking make yourself a drink. Fuck it.
However, let's talk about more important things. Have you gotten your hands into the electrical work at your house?
No, not
yet. Are
you
going to do it? Or are you bringing somebody into? Oh, you have the circuit
in my hand.
You
Okay,
have
here's
the
well,
breaker
there's
in
it's
your hand.
story time. I don't know that we've talked about this.
Okay, I'm ready.
I've mentioned briefly to you,
Mhm.
by the way, just so I don't forget, what are
Mhm.
we, 34? Oh, no, we're not 34 minutes in. I don't know when we started.
26 minutes in.
Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hey.
I may actually need Jared's help and advice with this. I mean, it may be too late by the time he hears this. I may be
Hold
dead
on.
or in the hospital.
If it's just open up the panel, take out the old one, put the new one in, you actually don't even have to cut the power off. If all you're doing is slipping that circuit in to replace the small, I'm thinking
That's it. That's what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm going to cut the power just to be safe, but I'm thinking the same thing.
Cutting the power. So you're going to cut the master power, correct?
Okay. Well, we got to spin back a little bit. Okay.
Okay. Because
So
I'm going to help you through this.
I appreciate it if you've done this before, because I'm just a little nervous. Not that
I've
nervous.
done this with the Airstream. It's a lot smaller scale, but the same idea.
I love that. So, I got my pellet smoker, which I enjoyed, and we've smoked some salmon, and I did ribs, but I got St. Louis ribs instead of baby back, so they were like, okay, not great. But when I'm doing a longer smoke, like chicken for 2 hours or ribs or something,
right, for even longer,
I'm having issues in my house. My 3-year-old house, by the way, it was only built 3 years ago. This isn't something from the 20s and shit, right?
Okay.
So the smoker will run for 20 or 30 minutes,
right?
And it will pop a circuit. Now, here's the thing. It's not popping the circuit that it's on. Okay.
What the fuck?
Right?
That's not good. That's not
right.
Good. That's
no
not
shit.
Good. That's a builder issue. That is not a Strickland issue.
Okay, so let me continue then, because I have done a good bit of research.
Okay.
Now, and it's interesting because it'll pop another circuit, but then like if I try to pop it back, it'll stay for like 20 seconds and then go again, and that's even with no load on the other circuit, right? Okay, so
something up.
Yep, that's what I said too. Something that happened a couple times. So my next door neighbor, we reached out to her, and she said, yeah, a number of the houses in the neighborhood have had that issue. They had bad circuits. Now, when I first got my home inspection, they looked at the panel, right?
Yep.
And they said, oh, it's a Siemens panel. That's good.
That's good. That's good.
Right?
It's name brand.
They told me they're good quality,
name
bad
brand,
quality,
for sure.
and name brand. They pulled the cover. They looked at the wiring. It was very neatly done. It was well buttoned up.
Right.
Looks like they did a nice job, right? But the hypothesis that we've had a number of, because my next door neighbor is one of these neighbors who, like, she knows everything that's going on and talks to everybody in the neighborhood. And like, if there's a fucking
Karen
cat running out the door, right? Exactly. She's really sweet and nice. And I really think she knows everything that's going on just because she's bored. Like, she and her husband are retired and they have nothing better to do. So it's not like she's one of these sort of ninny, like, I have to be in everybody's business. I just think she likes it because she's got nothing better to do. And she's very sweet. And she said, yeah, a number of neighbors have had the same issue. And when they had electricians come out, they said it was bad circuits. And I'm like, I looked it up. These things are supposed to last 20, 25 years, right?
Totally.
Well, it's possible that, obviously we have a contractor that built many of the houses all within a year or two of each other, right?
Right.
I'm thinking that maybe the contractor bought, 100, 500 of these from Siemens, right? And it was kind of a bad batch. And that that's why a bunch of them were bad. I don't know. That's just my guess. But anyway.
Right, I got some other questions.
Let me finish up, and then you can definitely ask questions.
Okay.
Because I started looking into it and got a little bit nervous about the right one to get, because there's GFCI, but now there's also AFCI.
Right.
And they're dual. One of them is temperature and one of them is a voltage. Now, I know how a GFCI works, like on the wall, right? So you got a breaker. This is electrical help we do.
You're talking about a ground fault. You're talking about GFI, like when it actually pops because there might be too much load on it, or if water hits it, or something like you have in the bathroom. Is that what you're talking about?
Right. So there's a GFI and then
Right.
there's a GFCI. So the
Okay.
GFI is like on the actual outlet. And so let's say you got a 20 amp circuit. Okay. And there's a GFI on it. The GFI is designed to break first.
Right.
And so if you got a 20 amp circuit, you're really only getting 15 or 16 amps out of the wall because that the GFI may pop sooner, but it's double protection, right?
Got
like
it.
that could pop on the wall and God forbid something happens so bad from the other that the other one pops too, right? But in the circuit, you now have GFCI, which is the circuit version, and AFCI. I think that's what it is. And GFCI is voltage based, right? So in other words, if it's either pulling too much voltage or too much voltage being pushed in, AFCI is temperature based. Because apparently there are situations where the circuit gets really hot and the GFCI doesn't realize that it's bad and it gets really, really hot and it could start a fire. So this has both built in.
Okay. All right. So let me ask a series of other questions now.
Okay.
All right. When you're using the smoker, if you plug the smoker into a different circuit somewhere else other than the one that you're plugging it into on the outside plug or outlet outside your house, does the same thing happen to any other circuit going on?
Yeah. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, if you haven't been listening long enough or haven't been paying close enough attention, I have a very scientific, very analytical mind. So I have an idea of the things that Doug is going to ask. And I believe I have very good answers for all of these because I've done a lot of testing.
Okay.
So the first question is, yes, I have tried it on multiple circuits outside, not just multiple outlets, because of course, two outlets could be on the same circuit.
All outside or all outside circuits?
That's a good question. Yes, actually, I didn't think about that. So there's outside circuit, and then I tried a separate outside circuit, and then I also tried the garage circuit, which does not, by the way, the garage circuit.
You're running ahead of me. You're running ahead of me. Okay. When you plug your smoker in to an outlet that is other than the one that is closest to the smoker, is that also outside?
Yes.
Okay. And is that on the same circuit as the one that is plugged into that when you just run it to the closest one to the smoker?
No, different circuit.
Okay, great. Does the same thing happen?
Yes.
Okay. Does the same circuit trip inside, on the board?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
and by the way, the circuits that are tripped, there's one that it happens to all the time.
Yeah.
But there are one or two others that also happen every once in a while.
Okay. Have you also, because a smoker pulls very, very little power. I mean, very little. It's not like you're charging up a huge thing. Not a lot of amperage to that. So have you tried to plug in something that would be the equivalent, or like a vacuum cleaner? Have you plugged in a vacuum cleaner outside and plugged it into the same circuit and let that run for the amount of time that it would necessarily take for the smoker to trip the circuit?
That is a very interesting question because usually the smoker needs to be on for 20 or 30 minutes before that will happen.
Okay.
And a vacuum cleaner is a really good call because it does pull a lot of power.
Yeah, or I would try something like a hair dryer because a hair dryer pulls like 1,500 amps, which 1,500 watts, which is about 15 to 15
a lot of
amps,
amps,
10
14,
to
15 amps,
whatever. Okay,
that's a good call. I might have to try that
because what I'm trying to narrow down is it the smoker or is it the circuit?
And again, I'm pretty sure, although I like this test, I'm going to check this too. Pretty sure it's the circuit, not the smoker.
Okay, that's fine.
But I think it's a good call because I'm going to try plugging in my vacuum cleaner and let it run for 15 or 20 minutes. I don't know if I have a hairdryer. I think I do actually.
Okay. Anything that would be like a vacuum cleaner also would do the trick. Do you have one of those things that tells you positive, negative, and ground are all correct? Do you, like one of those things you plug into a circuit that goes green, green, green?
I just got one of those today to do testing before I actually put the circuit in.
And is
so
that one that plugs into an outlet? Or okay, great.
Yeah, and it's got a little plug into an outlet and a cool gun where when you go to the circuit board, like you run the gun across it and you see it light up.
Oh, it'll tell you which of the circuits it's affecting.
It's not good. It's a pen, right?
But
you know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, so I would plug that in first to make sure that because you could be dealing with a situation called reverse polarity, which is where the positive is plugged into where the positive lead plugged into the negative and the negative plugged into the positive. You could be dealing with that, which would be a little bit hazardous, but it could also.
Damn! Why didn't I call you first, Doug? Shit.
That could be going on. I think it's called. I said it's called reverse polarity. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reverse polarity would definitely be a possibility here, but I don't 100% know that.
Well, let me tell you one other test I did because I plugged it into
advice.
Another circuit. So there are two different circuits
electricity.
outside that I tried both of them. Both of them do have GFI on the circuit, right? And the GFI didn't pop, but it's still a separate circuit, right?
Okay.
But then I also plugged it in the garage circuit,
right?
Separate circuit, does not have a GFI. Same thing happened. You still think it could be a reverse polarity issue?
Probably not, but
but it's easy to test for now that I have the tester.
But I'm also thinking that, unfortunately, a lot of these pieces of electronics that we buy nowadays are made so quickly and so overseas that they're not focused all the time. It could be. That's why I wanted you to try a hairdryer or something else in there to see if that potentially could be the pull, because if it trips the circuit and it's a hairdryer, it's not the smoker. We've just eliminated the smoker from being the issue. It's more of the electrical problem. Yeah. So I would try this the plug-in thing to make sure that positive is positive, negative is negative, and ground is ground, and it will tell you right on the little thing that you plug in. Yes, it's three lights. It's positive, negative, and neutral, and it will tell you if they're all three working properly.
Yeah.
That would be number one. Secondly, if you have to do it yourself, first of all, obviously make sure that you turn off the main power coming in.
The main power.
Yeah, that's the one at the top. Right? It's the bigger one than everything else.
It's funny you say that because I did have an electrician come by. I'll give you that story in a minute. I want to hear all the rest of your suggestions.
Right.
The electrician said, hey, obviously, if you're going to end up doing any of this yourself, turn off the main power. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually saw this on a YouTube video. The guy was like, turn off the main power, but keep in mind, these two big wires here, they're still hot.
That's the one that's
Never
right above.
touch them. It
right
doesn't
above
matter if you turn the breaker off. Don't touch these wires.
They look like big cables that are coming into your head. Just so you know, they're a little bit bigger than all the other wires. So once you flip that switch off.
But I thought they were big enough to hold on to, like handles.
No,
right?
You definitely don't want to hold on to it. So after you flip that switch off, you will be able to go ahead and remove the entire jacket that's on top of all of the circuits.
Right.
The thing that you have in your hand, the circuit itself, how many amps is
20
that?
amp.
20 amp. And right now you have a 15 in there?
No, there's 20. It's a 20 in there.
It's a 20, but you're thinking that if it's a problematic circuit, that's what's actually happening. So those things, they just kind of like, you could actually pull it out with your fingers. You can, they'll come right out. They're like,
there's a little screw, because I thought there's a little screw thing on one of these that you got it, but
well, you're going to have to remove the wire, that the positive and the negative wire that go to the back of that circuit. But the circuit itself, it just
snaps
pops.
out.
It snaps right in and out again. But make sure that first of all, wear rubber gloves. No matter what, you want to wear rubber gloves, and make sure you're not standing in a bucket of water. Also, okay. I mean, these are safety tips that I think would sound obvious to anybody.
Well, I wouldn't need to wear rubber gloves, but it's probably a goddamn good idea.
Do you have a Harbor Freight near you?
No, I don't even know.
Okay. Do you have a hardware, like a Home Depot?
Yeah, I got Home Depot. Yeah.
Get rubber gloves.
Well, I have plenty of like work gloves, but I don't know.
The leather gloves are not. I wouldn't use rubber gloves. I would definitely use. I wouldn't use leather gloves. I would use rubber gloves.
What if I get a screwdriver with a rubber handle? I don't want to go out again.
That's fine. That's fine too. You can do that. You can do that. Once you turn the power off, I think you're pretty safe with any of the circuits that are below that. But you may want to just turn on the lights and off the lights on the circuit you're removing, just to make sure it's turned off.
Yeah, I've never had I think I was 13. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I put a paper clip into the outlet.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That was a fucking nightmare. That was not good. But as an adult, fortunately, I take pretty much every the safest thing would be hire an electrician.
Well, okay. So that's the problem now. And I told you about my run-in with the lawnmower at 10, right? Where it threw me across the lawn.
Yeah, I remember that, but remind our audience.
So one time I'm like 10 years old, right? Yeah. And I'm mowing the lawn with a gas lawnmower, right? And all of a sudden the lawnmower just stops. And I'm like, what happened? And I look down, and again, I'm 10 years old. I don't know shit about lawnmowers, right? And I see there's a little cable that is hanging open, and it is right next to a spark plug.
Right.
And so, of course, the cable came loose from the spark plug, right? That's obviously what happened. No big deal. I'll just grab the cable and I'll pop it right back. It's a little circle. That's obviously where it fits in.
Right.
I touch it back again. The next thing I know, I open my eyes. I am laying on the grass 5 feet away from the goddamn lawnmower, and the lawnmower is running.
This is a story about ohms.
Right.
Even a lawnmower.
It's the goddamn amps.
You wouldn't think that a lawnmower would throw you back like that just because of the spark.
Right.
A little fella, though, he'll get knocked a mile away. Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing your resolution to this. I'm curious, before you get to the point where you have to actually replace the circuit, because I don't know that it's the circuit breaker. I don't think that it's a broken circuit breaker. I'm thinking it's something else between the circuit breaker and the outlet that is causing the problem. It was so rare that a circuit breaker would not be good.
So I had an electrician come out because I was getting nervous about it myself, because I was thinking, well, if it is a bad circuit or like a weak circuit, I don't even know how I can test it. I haven't found any way to, this sort of modular thing to say, is it like pretty good, but not great?
Right.
And so I get an electrician out and I tell him what's going on. And he's like, yeah, it sounds like the circuit that you have it plugged into is fine, because that one's not popping, right? It's these other ones that are popping that are weak. And I'm like,
it's so fucking weird, though. Why would another circuit, which has nothing to do with the circuit that you're plugged it into, why would the circuit breaker on another like circuit, why would that be popping?
Now here's where it gets even weirder, okay? Because I have 2 circuit boxes in the house. One is a main breaker on the side of the house.
Right.
And it has the big stuff like the AC unit and like 1 or 2 other things. And then in the garage is a sub panel with everything else. Right. So the circuit that the smoker is on the sub panel in the garage.
Makes sense.
And one of the circuits that's popping all the time is in the main one. So it's fucking 50 feet away. It makes no sense. Okay, so I brought an electrician out.
But wait, okay, but you made it a little bit more clear to me now. There's something between the bigger panel and the sub panel that's creating the issue. And again, I'm thinking about things like reverse polarity, or maybe now I begin to understand a little bit more clearly what might be happening. Okay.
Well, it's weird too, because there is one of the circuits that pops sometimes is in the same panel, and then one of the ones that pops all the time is in the other panel. The electrician, he's like, yeah, it sounds like you got some bad circuits, not the one that your smoker's plugged into, but the other ones,
circuit breakers, like the thing that you have in your
That's what he said. And I said, okay, but it only happens when I run the smoker. He's like, no, that's a coincidence.
No.
Excuse me? I said, wait a minute. I've been living here for 3 years. Let me explain how I fucking tested this. I have done this. It has happened 4 times. I've plugged the smoker into separate circuits. I've also plugged the smoker in with no extension cord. I'm thinking maybe the extension cord is doing something weird. Nope, not that, right? I said, I run the smoker. This one pops. This has happened 3 different times.
Yes.
And when I reset it, it pops immediately in 20 seconds. and it happens while the smoker's on. As soon as I unplug the smoker, I can reset it and it's no problem. He's like, no, I think it's just coincidental. I'm like, you're on fucking crack.
No, that's
okay.
not right.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Let me revise the order of which I would try things. First thing I would do is call the fucking builder. Because this is a builder issue. This is something that you've done nothing differently than a normal consumer would do, a normal homeowner would do, which is plug something into the outside. Why should you be responsible for even buying the fucking circuit breaker to begin with?
Well, if it is a reverse polarity, will I be able to tell that in the testing? Will I be able to see that it's reversed?
Yes. If you have one of those testers that will tell you positive, negative, and neutral are correct, then you will be able to see that directly on the tester without taking the wand to the circuit board. It should be right at the plug. I'm confused about what you have, though. I'm not 100% sure.
Hang on. You can whistle the Girl from Ipanema music while I go get it. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay. So what Strickland is, what I'm concerned about is Strickland's about to go through this massive amount of work to resolve a problem that he can't resolve because he's not an electrician, nor was he the one that did the original electrical work at the house. I'm thinking that possibly the wiring was actually either reversed or there was a problem with it to begin with, and I don't. Strickland, when you've touched the smoker after you've plugged it in before the circuit has popped, have you gotten in a major electrical shock when you touch this? Because sometimes if the polarity is reversed, you could touch a metal piece of like a lamp. If its wiring is reverse polarity, when you touch something other than the switch, you could potentially get electrocuted.
Shit, that's
so. Let me see what you bought.
I was not aware. Okay, so I got this right.
Yeah, hold on. Show me the lighting.
And this
on the front
one's really
side.
cool because it's got like an LED and shit.
Okay, and will that tell you?
It's got correct and fault. So it's like green for correct, red for fault.
And does it have like a grid for what is green and what is fault? Like on the other side of it, does it tell you?
No, I haven't read the directions yet.
Okay, great.
I'm getting there. One thing at a time. But I think it does. I think because it's got a whole bunch of stuff here.
Okay,
like
all right, that's fine. Yes, exactly.
Right here on my little cool LED thing.
Okay,
right?
All right. When you go to plug that, could you go and plug that in outside right now? Because I want to know what the. You don't have to go to the circuit board for it to tell you what the results are, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
It'll take.
So you want me to plug this in and okay.
Do you have an outlet that's right behind you, like right now? If you plug that in.
That's what I was going to say. I can do it right here.
Yes, plug it in right there and tell me what happens when you plug it in right there. Correct. It shows green.
125 VAC.
Okay.
It shows green. Correct. It's got a little lightning bolt.
Okay, go do that. Have you plugged that into the same outlet you've plugged the smoker in yet?
I just got this an hour ago.
Go do it. Go do it. I got to know the answer to that. How far away is that from where you are right now?
Oh, it's like a mile away. My house is huge. No, I got a fucking 1,800 square foot house. I'll be right back.
Okay, he'll be right back. Okay. All right. So what we're going to try to figure out is, first of all, how many volts, how many watts, or whatever it is, the amperage that is running to the outlet itself. And the second thing is if everything is hooked up, if there's an open circuit, if it's green, we may discover, it's a crapshoot as to whether it could be at the outlet itself. I don't know that it is, but I also don't know that it isn't. In the meantime, Cookie is in the windowsill looking at me. I'm just looking for Cookie to put on the earbuds and get back to the microphone and take Strickland's place. Cookie, by the way, is Strickland's cat of the three that he has in his house right now. I think he has Milk and he has Cookie, and I can't remember the name of the third cat that he has. Anyhow, so while he does that, we're trying to figure out what is going on. I know that you guys might have tuned in. You thought that there might be a whole bunch of other topics that we have, and there may be. I think there is a topic that we have that we want to discuss about Jeffrey Epstein and Trump, but I don't know that we're ever going to actually get there. Oh God, so good, so good. So we have a whole bunch of other episodes that are coming up on the Nice Guys on Business. I just did an episode with a guy named Mark Risky, and Mark runs a company that helps you count in brick and mortar stores, helps you count the amount of people that come into your store. And you'd think that wouldn't be a big deal, but the results are actually a very big deal. And I'm very curious. Okay. Strickland is back. So tell me what you came up with.
A normal 126 volt AC. And it shows hot and good. And there's even a little button on here that says GFCI test, right?
Right.
When I push the button, it pops my
right
GFCI
there.
immediately, and it tells me how long it took to pop.
Oh, like a millisecond, like not even a like 100th of a
0.03 seconds. So it's basically 30 milliseconds.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's working perfectly.
All right. So everything outside works right. So the power that's running to and it came up green. It didn't come up with open circuit or reverse circuit or anything like that.
Correct.
Okay. So the problem is not at the outlet. The problem is somewhere in the circuit board itself. Like I said before, my next move would be to call the builder before you start pulling the circuits out of there. That's what I would do. Now, look,
because the electrician said, look, this is the most likely answer is a couple of bad circuits. We can replace them. And I kept fighting with him. I'm like, I don't think that's it. And he said, well, look, the alternative is it's possible that you have like grounds that have been grounded together or something like that. He said, but if that's the case, like we got to go up in the attic and tool around, and it would get very expensive.
That's like hours of labor for an electrician at $125 or so an hour to try to figure out where the problem is. I'd say no to that. What I would say is, yes, could you pull out the circuit and do it? I think you could do that without killing yourself. I think you could. And you could do that just to see if it works. When it doesn't work, your next move from there is to call the builder.
I agree. Okay. I think that's a good plan. And by the way, the electrician said, hey, like I really think we should replace these two circuits. Like there's no way to say for sure, yes, these are bad, like because you pull them out and they seem to work.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, what would be the estimate on that? And he said, well, the actual circuit is $99. And I'm like, okay, it's double the price. You buy it $50-$60 at Lowe's. That makes sense. I get that. But then he said, but we just got the package price. Oh, hang on here. I'll pull it up right now.
The package price to do both of them, including the labor, will cost you $380. That would be my guess.
Oh no, it was better than that. Here,
even better than that.
Well, because they had it's a flat rate per circuit, and again, I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute. If you're here already, and you're going to charge me a certain amount of money
same guy that did the AC work for you. That's like, no worries. Don't worry about it. But if he comes back, it's going to be like $3,000 to come back. How much did it fucking estimate to replace two circuits?
Oh yeah. That's right. We talked about the AC already.
Right.
So to replace two circuits, and by the way, he said, hey, I'm going to give you $100 discount here. I'm allowed to go up to $100 for a voucher, because this was like the $69 diagnostic visit, which I was happy to pay. Right.
Yep.
With the $100 discount. $578.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's exactly what I said.
And that's only if that's the problem. Right. If that's not the problem, then they got to go back to square one and charge you again to either come back out or to stay out, and at 100 and whatever an hour.
Right. So before the discount, he was basically wanted to charge me $100 for each circuit, and then $250 for the labor for each one. Right. Like it literally will take 5 minutes after you.
It won't even take you 5 minutes. So I'm in the Airstream and I'm like, I have a 20 amp AC that's running to a 15 amp circuit. And I'm like, no, I got to run a 20 amp circuit breaker to that AC unit, so it's not tripping every time I turn on the AC. Right. I took the panel off. I cut all the power to it, which was easy because I'm literally just unplugging it from a bigger circuit board that's outside. I'm unplugging it, so I know there's no power. So even if I grab the two big cables, I'm still okay.
Yeah, the Airstream.
It took the panel. The panel cover took me It probably took me longer to take the mattress off of the bed that had the cover on it to get to the circuit breaker in the Airstream itself. But okay, let's say that the electrician had to remove the bed, to remove the cover, to remove the panel cover itself. The panel cover itself took me 45 seconds to take out. The circuits took me, about, I'm going to go with 12 seconds. And that's generous. And to put the new one in took me maybe 60 seconds after that. Strickland lost power, I think. Is he gone?
I lost power?
No, he's back. He's back again. You were frozen there for a minute. I would say the entire job took me about 2 minutes, including finding the right screwdriver in my garage.
Nice.
But they'll dick around in there for a little while so that they feel like they're giving you the right value.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Strick, is this a case where it's replacing the circuits and all the panels, $95, knowing which circuits to pull, $500. Is
right,
this
exactly.
like that, or is this different than that?
I think it's very much like that.
But you already know what circuits are tripping, so it's
which is why I declined their estimate. Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
All right. So how many total circuits are potentially at fault here? You showed me one. Did you buy more than one?
I purchased 3
from
Lowe's.
Right.
I have one that I know pops every time.
Right.
I have another one that pops often. And there was a third one that like every once in a while, but I figure always good to have a backup just in case. Because it was like $60 per.
And honestly, if I were to ask you as a betting man, what are the chances of in the box that has maybe 20 circuits that 3 of them are bad?
No, I'm with you. But like I said, my neighbor said that there are a number of people, at least 3 or 4 people in the neighborhood who over the years have had the same problem. And this entire neighborhood, the oldest house in the neighborhood is 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah. And did you happen to notice when the electrician that was doing the work was wearing a helmet and a night guard? That was the problem with your electrician to begin with. Was he carrying a drill bucket or did he arrive in a small school bus to do your job?
He seemed to know what he was doing, but it didn't matter.
No, not that guy. The guy that actually did the work on the house.
I wasn't here when he did that.
God, are they using apprentices to do everything nowadays? I find it very hard to believe that there are 3 faulty circuit breakers in a house that has maybe, if I'm being generous, 20 circuit breakers to begin with. I've never had a fucking faulty circuit breaker in my entire life, and you have 3 in one box?
Here's my theory. And again, this is not, there's, what's it called? I can't remember. There's a certain curve that is like, okay, when there's a thing, like an area of expertise that you know nothing about.
Right. Zone of incompetence.
You are right. You are aware that you know nothing whatsoever about it. Right. Now, when you start to dig into that,
right,
at some point you feel like you know a good bit, right?
Right.
But then as you learn more, you realize how little you really know.
That's like me with working on every classic car that I've ever bought in my life.
So I feel like I'm at that bad point with electrical where I know enough to be dangerous, but not enough to be scared.
Well, here's the nice thing about, that's a good way of putting it. Here's the nice thing about what you're going to do. You're going to replace the one circuit that has popped with the one that you have that you bought at Lowe's. You'll see if that resolves the issue. If it resolves the issue, you'll do the same with the other 2 that are potentially faulty. Exactly. When it happens again, I can't, there's a wiring issue.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think it is a wiring issue.
I don't even know what the wiring issue would be, but there's got to be something along the way that they've got some sort of mismanagement of the wiring system that's in the house.
Well, my theory is, let's say that there was a bad batch of circuits, right? And, but they're like not terrible. It's not like they pass the test.
No Siemens quality control that when they leave the manufacturing plant.
It happens, right? Mistakes are made sometimes, but if it was bad, maybe it's not so bad that when they tested it breaks, but it's just sort of an in between, right? It's like a faulty solder. That little solder joint works for a year or two, but it's getting looser and looser. So the fact that it's got it's got the voltage and the temperature, right? So
you remember the Tylenol scare.
Oh God,
the Tylenol. They were all of a sudden thinking, oh my God, what would be the odds of every bottle of Tylenol being faulty when they leave the factory? And it's like, no, dudes, it's some fucking idiot, some psychopath that went into the Rite Aid and pulled a bottle out, replaced it with 3, and did the same thing with 5 other bottles in 5 other locations. It's not the factory. It was a psychopath that did it.
And for any of you millennials out there who wonder why when you buy you buy a can of aspirin, right? You buy a jar of aspirin, why you have to open the cardboard box on the outside,
that has a
and then you have to
seal.
take the lid off
with a
and
safety
then you
seal.
have to take the seal off the inside
with the safety seal.
This is why we did not have to do that in the early 80s.
Do you remember when they went from the capsules, which would be you could separate the two, and then there's the powder inside the capsule itself? You know, like that's what the old Tylenol was. It was you pull the capsules apart, and when you pull the half capsules apart, there's all this powder, and they
don't have that anymore.
They're now caplets. It's now a solid pill. Now they might have the stuff with the powder inside, but they went to the caplets. All of this because some fucking sociopath decided to poison somebody in the 80s.
Some random person too, right?
It's cost our economy billions of dollars because this fucking psychopath decided he wants to kill some people by. And if you don't know what we're talking about, please, for the love of all things good, ask your parents what we're talking about.
You know who? Not Seth Godin. What's his name? The guy that created Family Guy. Seth.
Shit,
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you. I'm like, keep going.
Well, wait a minute. Now I got to look.
He went to University of Maryland, and we don't even remember his name.
Get out of town! Did he really?
Seth
MacFarlane.
MacFarlane. Thank you.
He went to University of Maryland.
Where? Let me ask. Where did Seth MacFarlane, or maybe I'm thinking Jim Henson's MacFarlane.
Jim Henson definitely did, yeah. There's actually, because Kermit the Frog gave the commencement speech last year.
Okay, Seth MacFarlane, he went to the Rhode Island school. I was so off. Oh, it was on the East Coast at least.
You're thinking Jim Henson.
That's why we fact check everything we do here at the Nice Guys. You know what? We have taken an hour and 4 minutes and 13 seconds to talk about my air conditioner and your electrical problems.
So when Seth MacFarlane one year, he said he would never do it again after he hosted the Oscars one year, right?
Yeah.
And this was at a time, and I think they've gone back to this now. I haven't watched the Oscars in years. This was at a time when it's like Billy Crystal was hosting.
Oh God.
Or Jimmy Kimmel. It's like just the old school people that everybody
was this
knows.
Before or after Steve Harvey?
Yeah. And so Seth MacFarlane was like this kind of radical choice, right? Like a little younger and a little hipper, right? And I loved one of the ads. He said, hey, everybody, this is Seth MacFarlane. Hey, parents, if you don't know who I am, ask your kids. This weekend, I'm hosting the Oscars. Hey, kids, if you don't know what the Oscars are, ask your parents. Like fucking brilliant.
That was really good.
Brilliant.
That was good. That's good. Okay.
And he basically said he did a couple of things that were like, I don't even remember, but there were a couple of things that people were like, oh my God, they were really offended, over the top. And afterwards he basically said, that's some bullshit. He's like, even the things that people got offended by, he said, I had so many ideas that were so much more outrageous and possibly offensive than that would have been really funny. But I'm like, okay, you guys are conservative. I didn't realize how conservative it really was and how much they were going to rein me in. I'm like, I would never fucking do that again.
All right. Speaking of offensive and enough to just kind of bother people in general, can we talk about the whole Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump thing? Because I did a whole bunch of chat GPTing, and I'm like, just give me the fucking facts. Don't tell me any partisan thing. Just tell me the facts. are we just dealing with that it doesn't look good with his association with Jeffrey Epstein? Are we talking about something that actually happened that's factual that we potentially can implicate him for?
Okay, well, we are an hour and 5 minutes in right now?
Well, I just wanted to plant the seed. That was originally going to be the topic we talked about.
No, you're right. I know. But we actually have 4 voicemails.
Oh, shit.
So here's the deal. I'm going to give you the literally 1 minute version. I know I've rarely talked about Donald Trump for 1 minute, but I am absolutely going to keep it that short.
Okay. I'm ready.
So the big thing with Epstein, forget the facts and shit because there's a lot of shit being thrown around out there, but he for years has been saying, I'm going to release the files. We need transparency. His whole MAGA thing is all about, I want to be 100% transparent.
Okay.
And this is bullshit. And the past administrations have hid this and I'm going to make it public. Well, now, and then Pam Bondi, who's the attorney general, was like, I've got the list. It's on my desk. And this was February. I'm going to release it. And now he's like, there's no list and there's no new info and I'm not going to release anything. So then his own base, like forget his possible connection. Because yes, he and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. We're going to put that aside for a minute. Right.
Okay.
But his base is like, you've been telling us for years you were going to release it. What the fuck is going on? And then Trump is like, no, we were mistaken. There's no information to release. And the base is like, I'm kind of thinking you're full of shit. And then they had some fucking congressional panel vote to vote
45 seconds. You're 45
whether
seconds.
They should release it or not. And the Republicans voted no. So they're basically like, there's no info. Hey, we're going to vote. Should we release this info? No, we shouldn't. No, there's no info. We're not hiding anything, but we're going to vote. What did you vote on if there's nothing to release? Anyway, so it's a huge fucking furor right now, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I hope MAGA crashes.
But it is, but nothing will be done about it anyway. Like, what is the whole fucking point? It's like, okay, so we already know he associated with Jeffrey Epstein. That's a bad thing. Okay, but that was before anybody knew anything about Jeffrey Epstein. So we can't say that was a bad thing at the time, unless he knew about it at the time.
Well, there is a quote from him that goes around a lot. It's like where he said, this was obviously way before he was president. Jeffrey, he's a great guy. He's a lover of beautiful women. And I am too. So that's why we get along so great. And, he likes them very young. He likes his women very young. Like, dude, really?
13 kind of young? Or is that like, oh my God. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate you sharing that in an abbreviated version without bringing out necessarily incredulous Strickland. So thank you.
Yeah, incredulous Strickland came out for like 10 seconds, but that was it. Okay. Next, I'm actually really curious because this thing is like Trump usually his MO is like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And MAGA's like, okay, no problem. But they are turning on him hard now.
That's fine.
So that's why I'm super curious. Like next
week, are they turning him on any harder than they could turn on him when he said, "I just get me into office and I will have the Russia Ukraine thing resolved in 24 hours." Okay,
but that's the thing.
7 months in,
this is what I find interesting is because you're right. He makes promises like that, and then MAGA is like, okay, whatever. Like, and they forget.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have the Russia war solved in 24 hours. Israel and
Palestine
and
or
Palestine,
Syria, right.
That's going to be fixed. All of this is going to be fixed. None of that has happened.
I'm going to have the tariff thing worked out. No problem.
Right. And he's still flip-flopping and all that. And you know what? MAGA's not even yelling at him about that. They're like, whatever, So
why are they picking this one? Why are they picking this one to be the one that they're going to have as the sticking point?
That's what I am super curious about. And maybe more time will tell over the next week.
Fucking pedophiles. It's like, okay, great. I don't know that Trump was involved in any of that BS because I don't know that he knew about it, but it's just his fucking attitude. I can't stand his fucking attitude about it.
Well, here's the thing. There's 2 possibilities, right? Or 2 obvious possibilities. Possibility number 1, he is involved. He would be implicated. That's why he doesn't want it to come out. Possibility number 2,
which will never happen, by the way.
Right. Possibility number 2, or it could just be that many of his friends are involved and he doesn't want to get his fucking big donors implicated. Or possibility number 2, there really is nothing. And this is the one I doubt very seriously. There really is nothing, but he's been pumping info. We have this info. So either he lied or he's covering something up. Those are the two biggest
Who fucking knows? And who there's like so. I'm not saying that isn't. These aren't subjects that we should be digging deeper in. But it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's in the Oval Office and he's talking about Texas, and they're like the press is asking about Epstein. He's like, Texas. It's like, okay, but you know what? You can't continue to shovel everything under the rug every time that someone has a question that you don't have a positive answer for, or that it irritates you.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're under the biggest microscope in the world. You're the fucking president of the United States. You need to be beyond reproach, and you so fucking aren't.
And whoa, that was incredulous Doug coming out. Wow, check it out. That doesn't happen too often, especially if we're talking about Trump. You're usually just waiting for me to
I just don't ever understand. It's like he always thinks he knows the answers to everything until he gets a question that he doesn't know the answer to, and then he's just so he contradicts himself so many times.
Well, usually when he doesn't know the answer, he just fucking makes it up.
Right.
But there's no answer this time, right? There's like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I'm telling you, it doesn't exist. And we're like, but you told us it did. Well, but it doesn't. Okay. Like God forbid he says, I was wrong. I thought there was something there, but there's nothing there. I was wrong. You'll never hear him say, I was wrong.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, we are an hour and 15 minutes in. We have 4 voicemails. Let's get to them. I'm sensing that this could be the longest episode of the Nice Guys that we've ever done.
No, we've gotten to 2 hours. We're not going to hit 2 hours today.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Although there is one good joke I've seen going around about that. Like there's the one way to get Trump to release the Epstein files is if you say to him, hey, I don't believe that you were actually in there because clearly you weren't rich or famous enough to be on his list.
Oh my God.
So yeah. Anyway, here we go. Are we ready for the voicemails?
I am ready.
Here we go.
I don't hear anything though.
Get the fuck out. Really?
I don't hear anything.
I changed all of the fucking
You probably
settings.
forgot to hit the first button, which
this one. I got 27 guys.
It's got all the buttons are turned on except for the right one.
Except the right one. Here we go.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
So, I have these amazing neighbors, right? I have Richard and
I knew
Pam.
there was no way, even an hour and 15 minutes in, we were just not going to get through without getting
Well, you give me, how long is the theme song from Jared theme song? How long does that run?
27 seconds.
Okay. In 27 seconds of idle mind, like I'm not thinking about anything. I just allow it's like almost like meditation. My brain starts to about 10 seconds in, starts to go into like what I would, I guess, call monkey brain, where I start to think about everything. And I just thought about my wonderful neighbors, Richard and Pam, who went to Sam's Club today and bought me 4 racks of ribs and
4 racks of ribs. God damn, I'm getting hungry
because Sam's Club has amazing deals on this. It was 4 racks of ribs. Like, do you buy ribs at HEB? Is that where you buy your ribs?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what you pay for a rack of ribs?
I've only bought 2 and I don't remember. So no, I really have no idea.
So if I go into Trader Joe's and
I can look it up though.
I think we could both agree that Trader Joe's is probably an inexpensive version of food wherever you get it. Probably is, right?
Yeah, I think I would call Trader Joe's reasonably priced. They're not like Aldi, not like super cheap. By the way, I went to Aldi the other day. I think
they're owned by Trader Joe's, by the way.
Oh, that's funny. I got a pack of hot dogs and it's their generic Aldi brand.
Right.
What do you think I paid?
99 cents.
88 cents.
Wow,
a whole fucking pack of hot dogs, 11 cents per hot dog. And they were goddamn good.
We don't want to know how the hot dogs at Aldi are made, but 88 cents gets you a lot of byproduct. I would have to think that was like everything that was the byproduct of the pig that we got the ribs from went into your hot dogs. So
Okay, I'm looking it up, by the way, HEB. I'm looking it
Yeah.
up at my HEB. I think I bought Tyson's last time, but here we go. HEB, no, not St. Louis style.
Just normal
Pork baby back ribs.
Yeah.
Now this is $16.
That's a rack.
It's about 5 pounds. I'm sorry, $5 a pound.
Right. $5 a pound. You probably, and how many? It was 3 pounds.
Yeah, 3 pounds, average 3 pounds.
So that would be $5 a pound, 3 pounds. So $15 for a rack.
$15 for a rack of 3
So
pounds.
I got 4 racks of ribs for $40. So 4 racks of ribs for $40, $10 each. And that's just at Sam's Club.
And if that's like 3 pound ribs, I mean, you're like $3, $3.20.
Right. They're all about
pound.
all about the same. A rack of ribs is like, I don't know, 15 or 18 ribs or something like that. So I got that. And then, summertime in Ojai is hummingbird time. So I go through, I make my own hummingbird food because buying it, even in the powder form of hummingbird food, it still gets expensive, but buying the liquid is like ridiculous. It's like $9 for me. You can get $9 for somewhere between 32 and 64 ounces. So let's just say,
wow.
Let's say so I buy sugar instead, and I go through a lot of sugar. I go through about 5 pounds of sugar a week.
Oh my God.
For
just
hummingbirds.
making hummingbird food.
And that'll make basically 5 gallons of hummingbird food.
Okay. So hummingbird food is just sugar water, basically?
Just sugar and water. That's all it is. And sometimes people put dye in it. I don't know why, but don't do that if you're making your own hummingbird food. It's not good for the hummingbirds. Yeah. Anyway, so Richard and Pam go to Sam's Club and they're like, hey, do you want us to pick you up some sugar? Because it's fairly inexpensive here for a bigger bag. And I'm like, a bigger bag? Okay, well, I'm figuring I normally buy a 4 pound or a 10 pound bag. That's a big bag. So I'm like, maybe they got a 15 or a 20 pound bag. Mm-hmm. They came home with a 50 pound bag of sugar for me.
Oh my God.
You know how much 50 pounds of sugar, it looks like one of those big old burlap bags that's completely filled with sugar, except it's solid rather than burlap, because that
So I don't know if I've told you, Sally likes to make sourdough.
Okay.
From scratch. And it's fucking delicious. It's so fucking delicious.
Yeah, I bet.
So, and she does it often, and like we'll mix it up a little and do slightly different like consistencies and flavors, and it's really fucking delicious. And so we got a 50 pound bag of flour. So yeah, that is a big ass bag of sugar.
And flour is, I think, even more dense than sugar. So it might even be a little bit smaller than the sugar bag. But the old school, the kind that you play like the hop, what do you call that? The 3-legged hop or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Where you stand in the hop sack and you jump to the other line.
Like a potato sack race, right?
Potato sack.
Yeah, it's very much, it's about that size.
It's a very big bag. So this will last me. I go through about, I don't know, 5 to 10 pounds of sugar every week right now in the summertime for my hummingbirds. I got, I don't know, somewhere between 8 and 10 hummingbird feeders out in my backyard, depending on, the time of year. So anyway, 50 pounds, that'll probably last me for the rest of the summer. But now I have the problem. I don't know once I open the bag where I'm going to put the bag of sugar, because a small spill of 50-pound bag of sugar.
Oh, that would be bad.
Bad. Thinking of all the extra Gophers that we're going to have in our garage. Shit. Okay. Anyway, God bless Richard and Pam. Thank you, Richard and Pam, for buying me the ribs and the sugar from Sam's Club. Okay, I'm ready for voicemail number 1. And then after we do these 4 voicemails, JJ's gone. She's out for the night. She's doing a speech somewhere about an hour away. So I'm on my own, and I feel like this is bachelor night. I've got to get out and maybe go somewhere and have something to eat that's like a good place to go to eat.
Oh, hell yes, you do.
I
All
don't
right,
know
let's
where
wrap
I'm
this up.
going yet. Okay,
4
go.
voicemails. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Shrek. Jared here. So you guys are listening to your voicemails. And Doug, it's so good to have you back. I am happy to hear both of you guys in there chatting back and forth. And so it's we miss you when you're gone. We think no less, maybe even more of Strickland while you're gone, because, we hear him more.
Was this
but
week?
anyways, guys, the reason for my call, there's a couple things I'm going to address for you. So
Hold on.
I'm going to...
He's like saying that like I was gone last week. I was here last week.
Who knows? Maybe this is like a super old voicemail.
Hold on. I gotta go to the voicemail box. Let's go to the voicemail box. Sorry, Jared. I didn't mean to interrupt you here. You're doing a great job of leaving the messages. Let's just go to Google Voice and see what. Oh, fucking, I gotta verify. It's me. Of course it's me. Who else would it fucking be? Oh, and my password is wrong, so I've got to get the new password. Hold on a second. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm in the oh, now it's going to do two-factor oh my God. Remember when it used to be so easy to hack into somebody's account? So hold on. To help keep, Google wants you to make sure. Check your device. Where am I going in my device?
Your phone.
Okay, I got it. I'm going to my phone. Yes, it's me. Okay, now it's letting me in. Okay, so this would be, what day would this be? This would be Friday. See, I don't know that this is right. We should actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should have 6 voicemails. How many do you have?
Dude, we've got 4. And they were upload. Oh shit. You know what else I just realized? These all say July 7th, Ashley.
Yeah.
So that was 10 days ago.
That's not right. Hold on a second.
You know what I think we should do? If we've got 6 fucking voicemails,
yes,
maybe Ashley missed it. It's okay. These things happen sometimes. She was sick earlier this week.
Yeah, that's true.
We should fucking save them all for next week.
No.
We're an hour and 20.
We can't.
No, dude, I don't want to do 6 voicemails right now. Why can't we wait?
Because they could be timely. They're gonna have like green fuzzy stuff on
dude,
it.
You know how you there are some people that, let's say you pull the bread out, right? And you see a little tiny green spot and you throw the entire loaf away.
What do you fucking cut the piece off that had the green thing on it?
Fucking yeah. Hey, what about cheese? So let's take hypothetical, right? Because
cheese is different. Cheese is different. Cheese is different.
Okay, cheese is different because we had a block of cheddar because we like to buy it in a block because, you know, when you're going to put it in tacos or something, it's great when you slice it fresh.
Right.
You shred it fresh. So we found, Sally and I found about a month ago, a block of cheese in the trash can. And we're like, what the fuck? And we look at it and yeah, there are a couple of little green spots. Sometimes
Amanda threw the cheese away.
Yeah. And we like scraped off the green and put it back and then
pulled it out of the trash can, which by the way had a whole bunch of open, half-eaten cans of cat food.
No, but it was in the plastic still because it was in plastic wrap, right? And we said to Amanda, we're like, "Did you throw this away?" And she's like, "Yeah, it was getting green." And it's like, okay, there's some things that when it's getting green, it is an indicator that you should throw the whole thing away.
All right. So, okay, you have a loaf of bread in the refrigerator and you see green fuzz on the crust of some of the pieces in there. Do you throw out the sum of pieces and keep the rest, or do you throw the whole thing away?
I would typically, okay. Normally, 90% of the time, I'm going to throw the pieces away. Now, if there's a piece that has like a good, like a third to a half of it is green. Yeah, I'm going to throw the whole back.
All right. How about meat?
Oh yeah, no, and like with meat, I got to tell you, I'm bad with meat. Sometimes I'll let it go a little too long, but I basically give it the smell test, and I'm like, it smells fine. And then
I've not died yet, so.
But yeah, if it does even have a little bit of an off smell, I'll throw it away. But I will definitely do it and be like, it smells good. They're like, it's fucking gray. I'm like, no, it smells fine. I think it's okay.
Translate that to what we're talking about with the messages.
Right.
Okay. No, translate that
yeah.
to what we're talking about as it relates to the messages that are in our inbox right now.
Okay. How long does unfrozen meat last? Let's say beef.
Why are you talking about meat? I want you to talk about the messages.
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay. How long does unfrozen meat last?
Mm-hmm.
God, I mean, again, I think part of it is, does it have anything growing on it? Does it have
no. How long would you be comfortable leaving it in the refrigerator?
A week.
A week. How long does an avocado last?
Well, it depends on how you bought it. If you bought it really green, then it might take a week just to ripen. But
Okay,
if
how long
it's
does
brown, I
cheese-
will throw that away.
How long does cheese last?
A lot longer. But but it's funny with cheese, I'll cut the fuzz off, but I'll eat the rest of the cheese.
Okay,
But
so
with
the
bread and
question
meat
is,
and avocado, I'm like, no.
what I'm getting at is,
Uh-huh.
do voicemails fall closer on the scale to avocados or to cheese, or are they closer to like canned corn that'll last in your closet for a year?
Okay,
I don't know.
well, here's my concern. My concern isn't necessarily how I feel about it. It's my concern about how the sender of the message might feel about it if we don't play their voicemail. Now, I did cheat a little bit this week because I had to go into my voicemail folder. And when I go into my voicemail folder, I see who left the messages. So in this particular case, there are 6 messages. 2 of them are from Jared and 4 of them are from Erica. Now, these are our tried and true loyal Funkin' fans. So I would say, but I don't know. Are they more forgiving because they're our Funkin' fans, or are they less forgiving because it's like, dudes, I fucking left you a message. Erica left us 4 messages. Don't you think that deserves our attention? Or no, we can wait another week because Erica will understand, or Jared will understand. What do ye say? What?
You may have heard my sigh when you said 2 messages from Jared, 4 from Erica. I want to clarify where that was coming from.
Yeah, okay.
Because you said 4 from Erica. And when I sighed, I immediately thought, oh my gosh, I don't want that to be misinterpreted. Because
no, I got it.
That sigh was, fuck, I don't want to wait. I so appreciate when Erica, not only when she leaves us messages, but when she leaves us many messages. But how far are we in now? You have your timer going, right?
The problem is if just you're looking at the raw, yes, we're an hour and 28 minutes.
So we're an hour and a half in, right? And we started 40 minutes late because you had to pick up your truck, which I was totally fine with when I figured we're going to record for like an hour or so. But 6 voice messages are going to take us 30 minutes to get through. I don't think I can give it my proper, like,
I got it. You need to give it balance. You want to give it 100%.
Right, because the balance is, on the one hand, I don't.
Strickland's having some internet issues today, I think, or I'm having internet issues. I don't know. Strickland just cut away. But
sorry, but hang on. Let me clarify, because what I just said was important and entertaining. I think it was because I was like, I absolutely am. My internet connection is unstable. Anyway, I absolutely don't want to make Erica wait. And then I said, Jared, whatever. Who cares? We can make
Jared, that's the shit sandwich in there.
Exactly. But I don't want to make Erica wait, but I also want to give the voicemails my full attention and my full brain power. And if we listen to them now in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, by the time we get to them, I know I'm going to be like, God, this is interesting, but I'm hungry.
And just so you know, it's 11 solid minutes of messages too. It's not like
it's going to be 20 to 25 minutes.
Right. So, okay, I'm with you. Maybe.
Oh, how about if we make a promise?
Yes, go ahead. What is the promise?
And this is one that we don't keep very often. I mean, we don't make the promise, but it just doesn't happen very often. Right. What if we start the show with voicemails?
Okay, but we're never going to do that.
Okay, how about if we say that if we say we will get to the voicemail from Jared Music within 5 minutes.
I mean, we are well intentioned. I know how we are.
Hey, but the thing is,
it's my fault. It's my fault. I go off the rails so quickly because I'm like, okay, before we get to the voicemails, it's like in between the theme song music and voicemail number 1, I usually put like 10 minutes of shit because my brain is idle for literally 27 seconds and I can't stop it.
Okay, and that's when we are making I don't want to say making a promise to ourselves, but when we are trying to rein ourselves in. But if we don't need to put it in writing, okay? But if we say this is a promise to our Funkin' fans, and then I will be very dedicated to watching the clock because we've made if I were to say to my phone, we're going to try to get to it. Okay. I'm okay with flexibility, but if we promise to get to the voicemail from Jared Music within 5 minutes and have the first voicemail start within 10, that still gives you like 4.5 minutes to rant in between.
I have some qualifiers that I have to understand, though.
You realize this is all going to take longer than the 30 minutes.
I know.
But that's
well,
okay. Go ahead.
This is what would happen if we actually played the voicemails now. Anyway, so my question is this: what happens if? So we got 6 voicemails, 2 from Jared, 4 from Erica, that have not been played yet this week because of our tardiness to get to them. What if another 4 messages come in? Is the promise that we play those also?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Okay.
Every goddamn message that was recorded this week and that comes in, if we get 20 new messages, we will fucking do a 2.5 hour episode if we need. We will get to them. That's my promise to you.
Do you do you buy milk ever at the store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like milk.
When you buy milk at the store and you reach for that carton of milk, how big a carton do you get? Do you usually get like a small, large? What do you get?
Yeah, I typically do half gallons because if we do a gallon, it does go bad.
Okay, so when you get the half gallon, you pull that right off, and do you normally look at the date on it when you buy it or no?
It's really funny that you say that because I usually don't.
Okay.
But if I'm thinking about it and I see them, it's actually really funny. Okay.
Okay, wait, because you might be making my point right now.
There are times where if I'm thinking about it, I will look at the ones in the back. Because the ones in the back.
That's exactly my point.
Exactly.
So, in other words, if we're comparing these voicemails with the fresher ones that we're about to get, will we pull those from the back first?
You see, now this is a perfect example. No, I think this is it exactly. So if let's say we have to buy 2 half gallons of milk, right?
Right.
We're going to grab one from the front because we know that we're making something with a lot of milk. And so that's okay. It's not going to go bad. But we know that we may not finish the other one until later. So yes, it would have to be the 6 from this week have the due date that expires next Friday. So we have to play them first. And then we'll play the other ones after.
Okay, so it's not like if you're going to the store and you're buying milk and you're aware of the fact that there's an expiration date and you're pulling the other ones first. You're not going to play those newer voicemails first because you're giving more respect to the ones that have been already placed into the even though they have already expired, because they 100%. Will have it. Just so you know, they will have expired by next week.
Well, very much like grocery store milk. If it says Best Buy, and that's, by the way, Best Buy, BOY, Best Buy next Friday, let's say it's Best Buy next Thursday, right? Okay, yes, they will have expired today. I have never, ever in my life had on milk a Best Buy date that passed by, let's say, a day or two. And as soon as it passed, I smell it and I'm like, oh shit, that's no good anymore. Yeah. It is always good for
always
a couple
good
of days
for at least
after the date.
Yeah. Do you call it the Best Buy date, the use by date, or do you call it the pull date? Have you ever called it the pull date?
Never.
Okay. It used to be at the Pantry Pride on Smith Avenue in Baltimore, in Pikesville, where I grew up. The store manager used to call it the pull by date. Pull, Pull. They have to. The
pull,
store
you
has
have to pull it off the shelf.
By. So some people call it the expiration date. Some people call it the what did you call it? The Best Buy date.
Well, the print on it usually says Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Date. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Now, the one thing that I do check, and I did this when I was in Maryland, Entenmann's chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
If I see an entire display of Entenmann's chocolate chip cookies, and fortunately, the way the display are, you've got the date right on the side. You can look right off. Oh, I find the fucking newest date, because Entenmann's chocolate chip cookies, if you get them and they've been there like 3, 4, 5 days, there is a distinct difference in taste from the ones that have just delivered.
You want the Entenmann's especially. You want the ones that are really soft, and when they're 2 or 3 days past the not the expiration date, but the pull by date in my case, because Best Buy date, they become crunchy. And
Exactly. And you ruin the whole experience.
That ruins the experience. Totally. Totally. But what would you prefer? The Entenmann's chocolate chip cookies beyond the best buy date, or Burger's cookies that are beyond the best buy date?
So what's interesting is when I'm looking at Burger's cookies, I generally do ignore best buy date, because the Burger's cookies, I can taste a little bit of a difference, but they're still really good right up to the date. Where Entenmann's, if you get it like on the day that it's expiring, they're not going to be soft, and they're going to be a little crunchy.
You know, I've discovered that potato chips, it really doesn't matter. I don't even know why they put the date on the potato chips on an unopened bag of potato chips. Who the fuck cares?
Now, I'm curious, what if I were to find the freshest bag of potato chips I could find at the grocery store right now, what's the date? A month, 2 months, 3 months? I have no idea. I've never looked.
You have a considerable amount of time to eat those. Any shelf-stable food like that, I would think that you like canned foods. Why do fucking canned foods have an expiration date on them?
They have an expiration date of like a year or some shit.
But why? There's nothing's getting in. Nothing is getting in there.
Funny that you say that, because I have pancake mix. That I made pancakes over the weekend, which I rarely do. And I was looking for mix, and there was mix that we had that said, best by July 2023. And I'm like, what in flour goes bad?
Nothing. Did you eat it?
But I'm not going to do it too. So it's funny. There were two different ones. There was one that said best by July 23 and another one that said best by May of 25. So I made the one that was expired by 2 months. I wasn't going to do 2 years, but 2 months.
What would go bad? There is nothing in that to go bad. Was it sealed? I mean, was it like
it's in a bag, but it's a sealed bag.
Like crackers. If you saw crackers and the crackers said it was 2 years beyond the expiration date, and it was not open, would you open it and then just try it just to see, or would you like, no, I'm not trying that because that's going to make me sick?
No, I think it would just be stale if it was crackers.
I don't.
You could still eat it. It just wouldn't taste good.
Ritz crackers that are like 6 years old are still just as good as the Ritz crackers that you literally are just look at the list of ingredients. There's like 17 lines of ingredients, 2 of which you can actually read.
Dude, have you ever had 6-year-old Ritz crackers? I don't think I ever have.
I am sure that there are things in my cabinet right now, knowing how JJ shops, there are things in there that are well beyond the expiration date, but I'm like, it's not meat. It's not anything that's moldy. It's not open yet. I would definitely eat pancake mix that was well beyond the expiration date. I don't know, unless it had like milk or whey or something in there but the other thing, just look at it.
On your bachelor night tonight, when you have nothing else to do,
yes.
I think you should do an experiment. Go into your pantry, find some 2 or 3 or 5-year-old crackers, and tell me what they taste like. But I've got circuits to install. We've been talking for an hour and a half now.
An hour and 39 minutes later, we still have 6 voicemails to get to. We will do that next week. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Do you think they could have rambled on any longer today? Blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah.